I mean, people seem to be a key factor for all of our businesses, and that, and you know, maintaining what is quite a recessionary sort of environment. How have you sort of kept up that high morale for businesses and keep the turnover, the staff turnover at that time? I don't know if you start again, Paul?
Yeah,
motivations within your business for the team?
Quite happy to. I think one of the presentations earlier, I thought they're both cracking presentations actually. The first presentation talked about having a vision and sharing that vision. And one of the things that has surprised me as a manager over the years is just how many times you have to repeat and in effect sell in the vision. So it's all very well you knowing what you want to achieve, where you want the business to go, but the actual translation of that to your team is crucial so they feel a part of it. And I don't think you can reiterate that enough. So I would say having the vision, but continually, we call them Carthage messages, as in, you know, Carthage must be destroyed, where we actually repeat those messages so people are clear direction, and that helps.
Mm. And Adrian, I mean, I know that I met Paul and I met you, and I think you echo all of that, and you've got a great story about how you sort of deal with communication within the team.
Yeah, so it's beginning to sound a little bit like an HR conference.
Yeah, I know.
But I think that just underlines how important we all think as business people staff are. Just to echo, I think communication is vitally important. One of the things that I know is incredibly popular with my team is that we have a quarterly results meeting. And so we'll have a formal hour and a half, maybe with pizzas over lunchtime, and we'll go through, you know, how the sales fared and how the profit fared and all the other things, and it makes everyone feel included. We'll probably come on to sort of making people feel included a bit later on, but we have I think called the golden rule internally, and we're all trained. We have an external HR guy that comes in, and he understands people's personalities, and he explains everyone else's personality as well. So if we have a particularly driven person who just wants, you know, the bottom line in terms of the communication, you know, one-word answers and etc., that can seem quite aggressive to people, and that sometimes can maybe have a detrimental effect on relationships. But I think if people understand that person is communicating in that way because they are quite aggressive, drivers, then it allows the person not to feel intimidated by it. So our golden rule is to try and temper that by communicating. It's our job to be understood, not the person's job to understand us. And each person, we have that drilled into them. So if I'm speaking to a highly analytical person in my team, then, you know, my pace of speech needs to slow down. I need to let them, you know, take 25 minutes to explain one point. And, that's the price of having intelligent people around.
Yeah, I think we recognise that in our business as well. Actually, you know, we think we've told people that many times, and clearly that's what's really so. I'm sort of grateful for your advice on that myself. So, Nick, in terms of your team building days and stuff.
Yeah, we do. Sort of the usual things now. Nights out, drinks out, things like that. Again, going back earlier, objective setting. We ask to get the team involved again. What do they want to do? They all get involved with where the business wants to go. Unlike, say, other estate agencies, that way, they're not targeted individually. I don't do that. I've never, like cold calling, I hate to do it, I wouldn't do it, so I've never asked a team to do it. But they all get to see the figures, they know what we're doing, they know what we need to do, and they'll dive in and go the extra mile to do it. And we're a very, very minimal staff turnover. Often, I don't often use the word staff, I always say team as well. But we have a very good team. Again, big into the training development.
Yeah.
And just getting them fully involved.
One of the things that I think we learn is that, particularly with the sales team, who are often, they have targets, they're incentivised, they've got to do this to get that. that there's a real value in just rewarding those people sometimes. So rather than incentive, rewards, and the amount of value, reward still has to be earned, but it's not quite as, what's the word, the economic target, and then the value of rewarding people with something special and unexpected, the payback is huge.
The unexpected, thank you.
Yeah, a pair of tickets to the Brits or whatever it may be, something that really is to go home and be proud,
Yeah.
show your husband, wife what you've, how special you are, consider it work.
And the other thing that was touched on by Simon as well is trying to get people to engage in the bigger business model and understand what the whole business is trying to do, and the use of share options. Have anybody done share options?
Absolutely, I'm a huge advocate for that. I think the sense of ownership within the team of the entire thing is fantastic and it pays dividends. So we, as our reputation as a business grew, we started to come under pressure from headhunters trying to take team members away, and those people that had share options were saying, well, I'm just not interested. You know, I own part of this business, part of it belongs to me, and that mentality is fantastic. But it goes further than that. It's not just to try and prevent the turnover of team members. It's also people maybe taking assets, particularly in technology. Technology guys like to have the latest and latest toys and bleeding, cutting edge of things. But as they have this ownership of part of the company, they will start to sweat assets and maybe make do with things and use certain computers and servers and things for slightly longer maybe than their expected life, which is great for the bottom line.
Yeah, I was amazed that you were able to, that you had your technical people prepared to do a second-hand kit.
Yes.
It's like, it doesn't happen much, does it?